What if I told you something that could change how you see every choice you've ever made? What if free will isn't real at all? We all feel like we're in control of our lives. Even right now, it feels as if I'm freely choosing every word I say. But what if every action, every decision, is just the inevitable result of causes that stretch back long before you were born? What we call a free decision is really the outcome of our biology, upbringing, and the state of our minds in a given moment. When you decide to act, that choice comes from brain activity you didn't create, and experiments have shown that your brain begins forming a decision before you're even aware of making it. Some people argue that as long as we act on our own desires and aren't forced, we're free. But think about it. If every desire you have is shaped by things you never chose, your genetics, your childhood, your experiences, are you truly the one in control? If that's true, what happens to morality? It doesn't have to fall apart. In fact, realizing that our actions are the result of countless causes can make us more compassionate. Instead of blaming people as if they are the ultimate source of their behavior, we can understand why they act as they do and build systems that help change those causes instead of focusing only on punishment. Neuroscience reinforces this. Studies show that decisions are set in motion in the brain seconds before we consciously decide. Our conscious mind isn't the author of action, it's the storyteller, arriving after the fact. And yet, the feeling of freedom persists. That sense of agency is deeply built into us. It's how the brain holds together the idea of a self. But feeling free doesn't prove we stand outside the chain of cause and effect. Here's a thought experiment. Imagine rewinding the entire universe to this exact moment with every detail identical. Could you really choose something different? Or would everything unfold in exactly the same way? If free will as we imagine it is an illusion, it doesn't make life meaningless. In fact, it can shift our perspective. When we see that everyone is the product of conditions they didn't choose, empathy becomes easier. Guilt and hatred become harder to justify. We can still hold people accountable, but we can do it with understanding instead of blind blame. So, the next time you feel like you've made a choice, pause and ask yourself, was this really free? Or was it always going to happen exactly this way?